Good to start the first full week of the month here. Spencer, I'd like you to meet Mason County Sheriff Casey Salisbury. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning.
That's right. You guys have met at a previous function here.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. You had some great stories. You're a great sheriff, great storyteller.
He is a great storyteller. Sheriff, what's going on here? 2018. Let's tell the story of last year and crime numbers, phone calls. How are things looking in the county?
I'll bring all the final completed statistics when they're all in next week. But we, as far as we can tell right now, we have by far the highest number of calls for service that we've ever had for Mason County. We're over 24,000 for the year. It's about 24,400 and some calls, which is by far the highest we've ever had, and with one of the lowest numbers of staff we've ever had. So, you're aware that we lost those 15 positions, and that many staff numbers being low, and our crime numbers, our 911 calls, I should say, 911 calls are over 24,000.
Do you have an idea of what the majority of those calls were in response to?
I want to look first. I want to make sure that I'm 100% sure on what they are before I say something on the radio, or there'll be questions on it. But we do have those broke down. Most of them broke down, and we're waiting for the final numbers to come in after the year when the staff gets them all in there. I think you'll also see, it's not just those numbers. I think you're also going to see the number of gun permits will be up more than ever before. Every time something is said on the news about gun laws, it's a lineup outside the door. So there's been a lot of those coming in this year that is beyond what we've had before too.
And then since you brought it up in the start of the new year with 1639 going into effect, what were, again, your and the Mason County Sheriff's kind of thinking about that initiative? And the
last time I mentioned that, it made it all over the news.
Yeah, I know.
Incidentally, it was interesting you asked that, because a couple of months ago when that first went through, that issue came up over in Eastern Washington, and I made some comments, and now because I was one of the first ones called, and everybody questioned what I was saying, and all the other sheriffs have now agreed with what I'm saying. So it's not just one sheriff. That we're generally pretty much thinking along the same lines. There's some concerns over it, but when the law passes, over the years, there's been a number of different laws that have passed. The Gantt decision, search incident to arrest issues a few years ago, we made the same comment, and people on both sides get upset. It'll work its way out. Oftentimes when those are passed in the legislature, there's legal issues that look a little different to us on the street when you're out there at 2 or 3 in the morning, or something comes up and it's a brand new law. But it works through, and we use our legal counsel and our prosecutor's offices. We have questions on that, and sometimes those vet all the way back to the state, and sometimes laws get changed or a little bit. So it's just the way it is. You just move forward with it.
When it comes to legislation in the state capitol, how much interaction do you have with the lawmakers when it comes to writing these bills that are likely to become law, where also in the case of initiatives, it's basically just citizens think, coming up with the ideas? Are there the same kind of back and forth you have with the...
Well, I can safely tell you that the majority, by far the majority of the sheriffs of the state of Washington opposed 1639. Right. I think all but one. And I have to take the official vote, but somewhere in there. By far the majority opposed that, and also 940. On the 940 issue, law enforcement as a whole had been meeting with the special interest groups for quite some time leading up to that. There were some changes on that as it made it into the legislature, and some concerns about how it was changed that created an issue that we were all concerned with. And it appears that it's going back to the drawing board. I want to say it's initiative 3003 or something like that, or Senate bill or something's going through to make some adjustments there, because sometimes what you work on going through, it'll change a little bit in the legislature, change a little bit somewhere, and then it changes a little bit more, and then somebody else changes it, and by the time it gets through there, it's not what started out. And there was some questions on that one. I think both sides on that issue on the 940 are coming closer together under this next bill. It didn't quite go the way either side really wanted, I think, was the overall, and that will be some adjustments made to that.
You have your teddy bear here with you once again. That must be only time for us to get ready for the next big polar bear plunge.
I've got the letters from the Lions Club. Yeah, exactly.
I'm ready for it.
The Lions Club, the 10th annual polar bear. And the new guy always has to go first. So
That's right.
Saturday, February 9th at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Alderbrook resort. I'm sure that you'll put this out a number of more times for us, but I'm working towards that again this year. The money all goes for emergency service funds for law enforcement, firefighters, and it's very helpful for us, both sides of the house, on maybe a special piece of equipment. A few years ago, I believe we bought I would call it a roller, for lack of a better term, a piece that actually connected onto the steel bridge, so that if we have to go over the edge, the ropes can roll over and people can rappel down there. And so
that was a custom job too. I mean, it has to be. Wow.
And that makes a big difference, though. You either have it and go, or you take your chances at quite a few hundred feet.
Sure.
So it worked out both well, because it complements both law enforcement and firefighters at the same time. I always say, when there's usually a major issue like that, we're usually all in it together.
Yeah.
And so those funds help greatly there. And it's nice this year, as you know, we've been in here before and talked about Charlie's Vision, our 501c3. So for any of those that come in as large donations that absolutely need a receipt or something to go back, you have the 501c3 that's deductible off that for the first time. And that'd be really nice for all of us to go through that program, so that if there's tax deductions.
So again, it's out at the Alderbrook Resort and Spa, Saturday, February 9th, 11 a.m. We'll start jumping.
Yes, ready to go.
I have a scheduling conflict. Can we move it to July?
July.
I don't mind.
Well,
Can we rename it?
Between you and me, I don't know if July make the water any warmer.
You know, I don't know what's so humorous about watching grown-ups jump into freezing cold water and torture themselves, but if it raises money for a good cause, we'll all do that. And we have a group of us out there and ready to go. It's been fun. It is cold.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of people get in the water. It might be you.
I've never done it.
They literally hit the water so quickly. One year I
please?
saw one person go in and they came out. I think they were still dry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really
amazing
it's
how
cold.
that works. It'll be always a fun event. There's traditionally Stan Yentis and the Windjammers come out, play some live music. There's fun. There's games. There's food available. Hot food, soups.
Yes.
The Alderbrook definitely puts on a good show.
Alderbrook also has a place for people to change, and they have a showering area. You can go in and private shower area, so that's nice too.
So get in touch with Mason County Emergency Services, the Hood Canal Lions as well. You can contact Sheriff's Department or me here at the station.
Put money in the bear.
Put money in the bear. Start raising funds for that thing. Good to see you, Casey.
Thank you.
Good way to start the year.